and welcome to another update video on Solana. Yeah, the Solana chart here on the daily time frame is in an unchanged situation. Obviously, it's arrived at a key spot, not only on the daily chart, but also on the smaller time frame. We're going to take a look at that in a minute because we're just testing resistance. So we'll take a look at the odds that resistance could break. You know, what are the probabilities? Is it likely? Is it not likely? So stay tuned for that if you're interested. Here on the daily chart, obviously, the price is also at a key spot, because the blue zone is a relevant Fibonacci support region, and from there we might start a larger B wave bounce and could reach this resistance area between $181 and $263. This is standard resistance in a B wave. Obviously, again, like on the Bitcoin chart, we have to take it level by level, right? There is a bearish case. To the upside, it could, of course, form in some kind of an ending diagonal pattern. I'm only sketching this here, how that could look like. This will change, I can guarantee that, but this would be a roadmap for higher prices. For example, if we go up higher from here, then it would have to be an ABC structure. So if that's the case, then the yellow move to the upside would be an ending diagonal, okay? ABC in 1. Wave 2 pullback. If it holds a higher low, we can go higher in a third wave. Then we get a fourth wave and a fifth wave. So we get 5 waves up, like that. And it should take us to around about $360, $380. That's also not set in stone. We can calculate those targets more precisely once we have a price top in place in circle 1 in yellow, and once we have a corrective pullback formed in circle 2, like to form a higher low. And then from there, we can watch for higher prices. So again, I've been highlighting for weeks that in this area, I'm watching for a reversal, even though it's only or it might only be a temporary reversal and a test of resistance. But we've seen the daily RSI be oversold. We have seen rally attempts already, but they have not really formed 5-wave movements. That's not necessarily a surprise, given that we are in the late stages of a bullish cycle. In the yellow scenario, at least, we can still watch for another high, even though the next move to the upside in yellow wave 5, it does not have to be an impulse. It could just be a diagonal pattern, right? If the rally ends after the next high and then we see 5 waves down and break support, that would be a setup for lower prices, maybe into the lower $60 to $70 region. But that's something, that's something for the future. We take it level by level here as well. If you really want an in-depth analysis on the daily time frame, check out the latest video on the MCO Global channel. A few days ago, I uploaded an in-depth Solana video. Now let's take a look at the smaller time frame. By the way, you find a link to the MCO Global channel in the video description. Now here on the smaller time frame, you can still see that 3-wave move up in more detail. It just labeled how it can be labeled as 3-wave move up. I'm talking about the move up from the what is that here? From the 10th of March low, and yeah, this could also be an ABC. If we go high and then it forms circle 1, as I showed you on the larger time frame. Not so important here on the smaller time frame. What is more important? Do we actually hold a higher low? And what is resistance, right? Where on the while on the larger time frame, the question is, have we bottomed here, and is it an A wave or a wave 4? Yeah. So that will come out in the next movements to the upside. Do we get another all-time high or not? On the smaller time frame, really the focus shouldn't be so much on the larger patterns. It's just really on this. Do we have a 5-wave move up or a 3-wave move up? It's only 3 waves. So it's not clearly bullish yet. Okay, do we have 5 waves down or 3 waves? Well, 3 at the moment. So it could still break out to the upside, and it's not unlikely. There's still a chance. It's not that it's super likely or anything, because the first rally that happened from the 10th of March low, it was not a 5-wave move. It was only 3 waves. So the bulls are not clearly leading, okay? But still, the bulls are trying, and it can be considered an ABC structure. And that could be ABC, maybe in a wave 1 or an A wave. As long as we're holding a higher low, and it's a 3-wave pullback, we have a chance for an upside breakout. But the thing is, we are still below resistance. So it's not confirmed yet, we're only testing resistance, something I was watching for in yesterday's video. I think yesterday we only had this consolidation here, and we talked about the potential that Solana might test resistance. We have to give the price some room to breathe. Bitcoin, however, and that's interesting, is testing resistance as well. So if Bitcoin breaks, Solana might break as well, and that will open the door to another rally. What I will do on this chart now, though, is I'm going to copy that. So that we have something to watch, right? If we go higher from here, it could be A, B, C in yellow. So I simply want to map out the roadmap for higher prices should the price break above initial resistance. And if we've bottomed already in this yellow B wave, and that would be wave B of circle 1, then this would be the next upside range to watch between $161.70 and $191. So especially the 100% extension likes to be tested by Solana. So this would be the first, let's say, area to watch should the price break not only above $133.17, but also above recent highs from the 25th of March around the $147 range. Yeah. So for now, but again, as long as the initial move up here is only 3 waves, as long as we stay below resistance, there's nothing that confirms an upside breakout. What am I going to watch for today? So I will obviously post updates in our gold membership. If you are a gold member, then you'll know that Solana sometimes gets more than just one update a day, specifically when things are interesting. And also because the microstructure is quite good to read. Doesn't mean it's an easy structure, but it's we can recognize micro patterns. That's not always the case on different altcoin charts, but I will post updates along the way, especially if we see a 5-wave move up above resistance, then we can call that a 1-2 setup. So a break above resistance is only the first step. If we get 5 waves, that's more promising. If it holds a higher low, even more promising. That could even be a setup for higher prices towards the 160 area. But as long as we are not even above resistance, we shouldn't think too much about a low is in. And lower is still preferred, as I said in the last few videos. I'm still watching resistance though. And should we see further upside today into resistance, then it increases probabilities that it will break, and at least the bulls are trying. So that's what we are watching for today. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.